So the message of the day that you need to know is that it's time for you to increase your performance, increase your profits, and increase your personal power with productive prayer. Prayer is the name of the game for you. This day, this week, this hour, prayer is where it's at. Let's get into it. I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield from strategicmeditation.com. Sensei means teacher in Japanese. I'm a certified master teacher of Reiki, as well as I'm a master coach supporting self-employed spiritual seekers who do what they love, but who are too stressed to take the actions that they know generate the profits and impact that they seek. So I'm here to help you clear away that stress energy, get back to an empowered state of clarity so that you can serve from the heart. If that speaks to you, I want you to know that you are in the right place. And this is our third episode covering chapter 2 of, and discussing it, Outwitting the Devil, The Secrets to Freedom and Success by Napoleon Hill. This is the sequel to his famous book, Think and Grow Rich. And this one is about, the angel and the devil on your shoulder of self-sabotage, where you tend to get in your own way, right? That's what the devil is, resistance. And so if you struggle with resistance or self-sabotage, if you know that you've got to get out of your own way, this is an awesome book I would recommend for you and all of my clients. And that's why we are discussing it today and all year. So with that, again, we're on chapter 2. And I want to begin with, after reading chapter 2, the reflection, the message from my spirit guides for you in this day around increasing your performance, profits, and personal power with productive prayer. Now, I looked it up, and there are a ton of different ways to pray. And usually when we think about prayer, we think about religious stuff, and we also think of like, please, please, please let it land on 6, right? Maybe when we're, trying to get lucky, as if we're gambling, or we may pray only when we're in a bind of like, help, right? Please, if you just answer my prayer this one time, like, get me out of this situation, I'll do whatever you want. Like, most of us, when we think about prayer, it's usually associated with asking for something. But I wrote down 10 different ways, or actually eight different ways to pray. And that's only one. That's only one, asking for something. So I'm going to read them through for you. So there's adoration, so prayer of just adoring the divine. By the way, I am also an interfaith minister. I'm an ordained interfaith minister. So when I'm talking about prayer, I'm talking about how you pray and what you believe. I'm not talking about one way to pray and to believe. I'm talking about the exercise and the action of prayer, how you do it in your way. Understood? Yes. So I believe that every individual has a unique connection and spiritual journey, and I believe in respecting all individual spiritual beliefs. End disclaimer. Back to what I found, the 8 different types of prayer. So adoration, adoring whatever divine, or adoring whatever you're praying to. Number 2 is lamentation. So this is where you're mourning and you're just going into prayer to lament something not being good. Number 3, thanksgiving. So prayer of gratitude. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, God. Thank you, Goddess, for what happened, right? Number 4 is then petition, asking help with a certain situation, like, hey, can you fix this for me? 5 is deliverance, so asking to be saved from something. So it's a different kind of ask, is a little bit more intense than like asking for a parking space, you know, from the fairies is asking like, save me from like this car accident. So I would say 2 separate types of asks. Number 6, prayer of contrition. So this is like confession and the turnaround, kind of like the apology prayer of, Dear Divine, I'm aware that I did this and I don't want to do this anymore, right? So if you're like in recovery, for example, please help me to be better, that kind of a thing. And then number 7, prayers for guidance, right? Asking Spirit for insight. And then 8, prayers of intercession, where all of that other stuff is basically for you. The last one, intercession, is praying on behalf of another, right? And so we have all these different types of prayer, but we only tend to leverage or associate, we only tend to think about prayer as just asking for stuff, like Santa Claus type prayer, or Pizza Hut prayer of like, hey, God, can you get me like a double-decker with cheese? So the reason why I'm bringing up the practice of prayer is not to tell you to believe anything, but I'm telling you to practice something. I'm not telling you to believe something. I'm telling you to practice something. This is what I'm guided by my spirit guides to relay about increasing your ability to perform, right? To get out there, to speak, to influence, to sell, to show up, to do your work, right? To perform, but also to increase your profits. I'm talking money above what goes to cover expenses and pay off debt. Profits, right? To increase that. And then to increase your own sense of personal power, which would be confidence and faith in yourself and trust that you will make good on what you said, or you will do what you promised for yourself, or you will be okay come what may. You can increase all of those with doing something, and that is prayer. Now, we're talking about the broader spectrum of prayer, not just the like Pizza Hut prayer approach to this exercise, right? The exercise of practicing prayer. It is this form of meditation in spiritual practice, this exercise that is known as prayer. It is a conversation. It is a presence. It is a time of intention and embodiment. Connecting to something that is more than what meets the eye here, more than physical, otherwise known as metaphysical. We're connecting to a greater and a higher power, a force, right? For all my Star Wars people, a force of nature also that is above and beyond our individual human self. We're going to the 40,000 foot view of all that is and connecting to that awareness. That is what prayer is, the action of prayer. Prayer, when done right, is super empowering. It supercharges your ability to perform. It activates your higher self. Prayer, when done in a certain way, supercharges your profits, shows you from the perspective of divine, what you're really working with financially and how to make things work in a powerful way. Prayer, when done in a intentional and specific way, supercharges your personal power because you have the backing of the infinite in all that you do. You know that you are protected, guided, supported, and absolutely nourished and infused by the Great Spirit, by the ancestors, right? By forces that are much greater than just you as an individual. You become you squared. You become you multiplied when you engage in the practice of productive prayer. Go gadget mouth. I love myself. So when we engage in productive prayer rather than just Pizza Hut prayer, right? This is plugging into supreme power. It's the difference between, I got an awesome lamp over here, right? Rice paper lamp hanging. It's the difference between that being plugged in to the wall and accessing electricity versus not being plugged into the wall. Sure, it's nice. It's a nice round design, right? Okay. And that's great and everything, but it shines light. It radiates when it's plugged in to the source of energy, right? Be kind to yourself. Making good money is spiritual. Everything comes from spirit and goes back to spirit. And so today, you need to know that your next level comes with productive prayer. Now, I'm going to go on over to Napoleon Hill, again, approaching this from an interfaith perspective. And I want to hear, how do you pray? What is your perspective on prayer? Go ahead and comment below, weigh in on what does prayer mean to you uniquely, knowing that you are you and other people are themselves. We respect all forms of belief and prayer practice. That way we get to hear and sample, just like at a potluck party. Like, ooh, look at everyone else's different perspective on prayer, right? For some of us, watching prayer may be puja. For others, prayer may be like an exercise or a dance, a rhythmic dance. For others, prayer may be music. For others, prayer may be going out and being in nature and listening, right? For others, prayer may be speaking to, right, the divine who is your Lord and Savior. For others, prayer may be remembering a loved one and talking to them and remembering them, their wise words. Or prayer may be remembering a mentor and going through and connecting to their wisdom mentally, right? We're plugging into a higher source. What's your prayer? Go ahead and comment with that below. With that, we're going to get to Napoleon Hill here, where he talks about the incredible power of prayer, how it transformed his ability to perform, to be profitable, and to have personal power. Here we go. He says, material and financial fortunes, when reduced to their most liquid terms, are measurable in terms of bank balances. Bank balances are no stronger than banks. This other fortune of which I speak is measurable not only in terms of peace of mind and contentment, but as manifested in those adept at prayer. My other self, his higher self, right, this confident version of him, has taught me to concentrate upon my purpose and to forget about the plan by which it is to be attained when I go to prayer. I'm not suggesting that material objects may be acquired without plans. What I am saying is that the power which translates one's thoughts or desires into realities has its source in an infinite intelligence which knows more about plans than the one doing the praying. Stating the case another way, may it not be wise when praying to trust to the universal mind to hand over the plan best suited for the attainment of the object of that prayer? My experience with prayer, Napoleon Hill says, has taught me that so often all which results from prayer is a plan. If the prayer is answered at all, a plan that is suited for the attainment of the object of the prayer through natural and material media. The plan must be transmuted through self-effort action. I know nothing about any form of prayer which can be induced to work favorably in a mind that is colored in the slightest degree by fear. A new way to pray. Since becoming better acquainted with my other self, right, his higher self, my way of praying is different from what it was before. I used to go to prayer only when facing difficulty. I now pray not for more of this world's good. Wait, back up, I skipped a sentence. Only when facing difficulty is when he used to go to prayer. Now I go to prayer before difficulty overtakes me, when possible. I now pray not for more of this world's goods and greater blessings, but to be worthy of that which I already have. I find that this plan is better than the old one. Infinite intelligence seems not at all offended when I give thanks and show that I'm grateful for the blessings which have crowned my efforts. I was astounded when I first tried this plan of offering a prayer of thanks for what I already possessed, to discover what a vast fortune I had owned without being appreciative of it. And if you think he's talking about, oh, thank you for my millions and my house and my car and my pool and my private jet. No, this is what he said. For example, I discovered that I possessed a sound body which had never been seriously damaged by illness. I had a mind which was reasonably well balanced. I had a creative imagination through which I could render useful service to great numbers of people. I was blessed with all the freedom that I desired in both body and mind. I possessed an imperishable desire to help others who were less fortunate. I discovered that happiness, the highest aim of mankind, was mine for the taking, business depression or no business depression. Last but by no means least, I discovered that I had the privilege of approaching infinite intelligence, either for the purpose of offering thanks for what I already possess, or to ask for more and for guidance. Tying this back to productive prayer. My spirit guides are zeroing in on gratitude and adoration. If you want to take things to the next level in your business as a self-employed spiritual seeker, doing what you love, if you want to go to the next level, give thanks, like Napoleon Hill said, for what you already have. Adore divine for what you already have. And ask to be worthy of what you already have. Can you imagine how long it would take to thank Source for what you currently have? And you could be on your last, you're like hanging on by a thread. You could be on your last leg. But thank God you're on your last leg. For all the for every bill, thank you for these bills, right? For every nightmare client, thank you. that I have the privilege of having this problem. You're still above ground. You're still kicking somehow. For some of us, by choice, right? Be kind to yourself. Give thanks for what you already have, for who's already here, for all of the good, for all of the challenges. Give thanks for the challenges and the difficulty. Give thanks for the people that you don't like. What? Be radically grateful and make it a point to adore. Adore the divine. Nature makes this easy. Thank you for the beautiful, gorgeous green and the sunlight landing on the leaves. How majestic you are, Great Spirit. Thank you. Thank you for this gift, Heavenly Father, of sunlight. Wow. Adore. When you are in a state of gratitude and adoration, your ability to perform is amplified because you are infused with all of that love and all of that blessing. Your profits become amplified because you may have forgotten just how well you got it. But let me tell you, when you go and you help out somebody who's less fortunate than you, go and fly over to another place outside of your neck of the woods and see what's kicking over there. Your life is a dream. You are living the dream of your ancestors, right? Bring that in. Amplify your profits. And as you look at that, always the flashes of insight of how to get even more will just come. That's the way spirit works. Making good money is spiritual, and gratitude amplifies everything, right? And with your personal power, that will also be amplified. You're going to be so shiny bright about how blessed you are and how much you have. You will feel so much more abundant, and that gives you the strength to be confident, gives you the nourishment, right, to stand in your power because you're aware of it by going down through it, listing it out in prayer. With that, I'm going to show you the card of the day. We have Page of Fire, Page. So that means, okay, new kid on the block, learn something new. Fire is taking action, right? And getting your hands dirty, getting in there. It's coming as a challenger. So you may have been wondering lately, like, how can I get some new momentum going? How can I increase my profits? How do I amplify my productivity and my performance? How can I get more confidence? What does that look like? You're resisting. You're resisting, or you're feeling resistance around doing things differently. Like, I feel like I'm starting, right? That kind of stuck or on the edge, on the verge feeling is Page of Fire. Right side up, it says, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. I'll read to you. An exciting new opportunity comes your way. The angels guide you to wholeheartedly embrace this new endeavor. It may seem like a challenge, but it's one you're ready for. Dazzle people with your originality and ingenuity. The personality of the card is a youth who's outgoing, creative, and passionate about life. Someone who enthusiastically seeks out new experiences and can make things happen. Optimistic, confident, courageous, exhilarating, busy, and mischievous. Additional meanings of this card. Good news, a creative project, believing in yourself. So it's upside down. So we're resisting or desiring, wanting, and not quite receiving all of the above, and we have it, right? The card is in hand, so that means it's here. Be kind to yourself. It's time to do things differently. And if you're having a hard time getting started with taking new action, right? Page, new, fire, action. If you're having a hard time getting this new thing started, prayer is the answer. If you want to do things different, you want some new momentum, tap into the divine's perspective. Listen in to what Great Spirit has for you in prayer today. Like today, right? Do you need to go to temple, right? And go, or do you need to grab your, if it's a rosary or if it's your mala beads, and do some chanting, right? Do you need to light some incense? Tap in and allow Source to enter the chat with productive prayer. Now, as we come to the end of this video, you may think, okay, great, Victoria, that's awesome. I pray all the time. I don't hear anything. I don't feel like anything's listening. Or I don't even know if I can pray right now. I'm in a situation where I'm not feeling it. Anyone not feeling it? So if that's you, make sure that you have access to our Be Visionary movement, because what you need is a strategic meditation, especially the one of the day that I'm about to read to you. Because if you see now, okay, this is what Spirit is asking. Productive prayer. Here's how to do it. Blah, blah, blah. We read the book and we got everything, the card, and you have all of the how, and you are not feeling it. It's because you need to shift your state. You need to clear your energy. You need to ground and clear in mind, body, and business so that you're able to continue forward. Release that resistance so that you can receive. Now's the time for you to do a strategic meditation. If you have not yet, go to skool.com/BE Visionary Movement, all one word, Be Visionary Movement, and join so that you can do the strategic meditation of the day. And now for all of our members who already have access to our vault of visualizations, what we're doing today is, go ahead and open up the search bar, type this in, Archangel Michael Divine Milk Clearing. I repeat, type this in the search bar, Archangel Michael Divine Milk Clearing. It's 22 minutes. And so this strategic meditation is going to clear and infuse you with healing light. And no, don't worry about if you're lactose intolerant. This is about visualizing a milk bath, not drinking. And you won't actually be ingesting any lactose. So unless you are drinking while meditating. But anyway, Archangel Michael Divine Milk Clearing. This, if you're not feeling connected to the divine, this visualization is designed to walk you through a guided experience of reconnecting in so that you can really go boldly into your productive prayer practice for yourself and your business, right? The two are connected when you're self-employed. Now, if you want my help with that and you're ready to go deeper, make sure that you reach out. Go to victoriawhitfield.com/contact or send me a text, 732-903-8573. If you'd like, you're welcome to also comment below session. If you're interested in going deeper, right, and exploring your spirituality and your prayer practice and using that to help lift the vibration of your life and business to the next level. I'd be honored to get to be your journey partner, right? When you comment session below, I'll make sure to DM you on your social media so that we can set that up. Mwah. You do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.